What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today we are going to check out the recent action on the BTC chart. And maybe we can separate this reasoning that people seem to have that it's the news, the ETF news that causes the pump. Maybe we can separate that from what the chart is really telling us, that there could have been clues that this was a technical move, and we can dispel this whole idea. There's a couple things on this chart I will show you that will help dispel the idea that it was the news that caused this pump. But first, I must absolutely warn you that this is not financial advice. Anything I tell you in this video, if you use it as such, could cause you to become a homeless bum living on the side of the railroad tracks, begging people for money as you blow on your harmonica. All right, so that out of the way, we're going to start here on the 4-hour chart.
Woo!
And there is quite a bit of action that we can see and determine of what is going on here. First of all, let's just circle something here. Notice where we corrected, where we had resistance. So we languished down here in this whole area of side banding, right? And all of a sudden we just pop up out of nowhere, okay? But then notice that we had that pop, which was based on the news that the courts were going to fight the SEC about the ETF rejection from Grayscale, I believe it was. But where did it stop? Where did this pump stop? You guessed it. It stopped right here on the 200 EMA. Okay, now this is kind of a bearish chart because the 50 EMA is below the 200. This pump kind of brings the 50 EMA line curling up a little bit, and then we get rejected right here. We had a 4-hour candle that went above it, and we gave it back on the current candle. And if this one closes here, that confirms a rejection point. And we are also approaching the oversold zone on the 4-hour. And the histogram is printing solid green bars. Pretty bullish on the oscillators there. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because if this doesn't continue upward and move towards this volume node, or at least punching up above the black dash line, we're going to lose steam. Because right now we're sitting right here at this volume node in between the upper node and the point of control price down here at 25,000 and change. So if this falls off of this node, it's probably going to come back down based on this 4-hour chart. All right, that's the 4-hour. Let's look at the 1-day chart and see what it appears to show us. Well, very interesting. On our 1-day chart, it is a little bit more bullish because we have the 50 EMA line, which is above the 200 EMA line. We did blow through the 200 EMA line, which was bullish, but notice where this wick gave out, just above the 50 EMA. Looks like a rejection. Now, even though we have a rejection there, it does look a little bit more bullish down here on the stochastic and the MACD. Because look at this. The stochastic is just jumping up off of the 20 line as we did not fall into oversold. So it could cycle on up. And that being the case, if this wick, which is going downward, price action is moving down in the opposite direction of what this stochastic is saying, which tells me that this is probably going to roll over. But if this can hold and we can jump back up towards that 50 EMA, we could make a run to the black dash line and move up. But we could fall. Now, the other positive indication is right here. We got a crossover of the oscillators on the MACD, and we're printing one little green tick on the histogram, 1 bar. Okay, so that all could have been created by the massive candle, and it could be rolling back over because it might not be enough momentum to keep a trend. All right, so sometimes you have a pump and it just keeps going. This is momentum, but here we have one candle and it's already wicking out. That's not good. And that's a big fat wick above that candle there. So I'm thinking 50-50 or slightly more bearish than bullish. Yes, there is a possibility that this could surge back up to this point of control price of 28,000 and then maybe make it up to the black dash line. But momentum is currently saying we're headed back to the 200 EMA. So that's what the 1-day chart is telling us. All right. How about the 1-week chart? Let's look at the 1 week. The 1 week is bearish. And so when you take this into consideration, it says we are in the midst of an overall downward trend because these are ugly here on this chart. Okay, let's just look at it. You know, you got this big fat green wick that jumps up, doesn't make it to the black dash line. It's just above the 50 EMA, but this is all just bouncing around here. This is not a tremendous breakout, and we are still very bearish on the stochastic here. It is sailing downwards, trying to head towards the oversold zone. And once we get to oversold, you know, you can have several attempts to jump up. 1, 2, 3 on this one where it just stays down in the oversold territory. You can also have a big surge up where price just gets stymied, like right where it did in this little wedge, where when we peaked out here, all we got was consolidation, and then we took a dump again. Based on the fact that we are still within an overall bearish market. Let's scrunch this down so we can see the whole picture. I'm going to think that even if we do reverse this and come up, it might not be the real bull market. So we're going to have to wait and watch what happens on this 1 week chart as we move into bloody September. You know that historically September is not a very positive month. Okay, so we will have to be very cautious as we look into this and know that, hey, things could get a lot uglier before they get prettier. So that is the 1 week chart. So where am I right now? I'm thinking, in my humble opinion, that we're going to finish a correction and probably have to consolidate before we come out of this and start the real bull market. Okay, so that's what we've got for today. I just wanted to keep this one brief and talk about that little pump where I'm of the opinion that that little news pump is not really significant, and the charts are going to rule. This is going to have to play out. One little piece of news that says that we might get a reversal of an ETF denial is not going to kick off the bull run. It's going to be a while, and it's going to take a while before that plays out. So that's what we have on the charts today, and I want you to post in the comments below, do you think that this little bit of news is really going to kick off a run, or do you think, as I do, that the charts have to play out? So that's what we have for now. That is all we've got, but I would absolutely love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And if you would like to help support the channel and help defray the cost of production, you may do so with the giving of a super thanks. And I do have some shout outs for some recent people who have given to the channel. We've got my man Jeffrey Byron Dennis, who gave us super thanks of $20 on the live stream on the 18th. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. We got the biggest bro with a super thanks of $10 on the live stream. And Malice gave a super thanks of $5 on the live stream. I appreciate y'all for that. You really motivate me to keep the information coming. All right. Post in the comments. Let me know what you think is going to be the next move for Bitcoin, and we're going to leave it at that. This is Carlton, and I am out.